Boy, that was bouncy.
We have 26-ish hours to go. And we have the brand new DC to DC charger. And it is not a Victron, it is a Day Green. It's an industrial company. And since we have a 48 volt battery system, it is a 58 volt, 10 amp charger.
Yeah.
And it is plugged in and it works excellent. We're going to show you guys our batteries at each stop. We're not going to get any power spots all the way down, and it's probably going to take 5 to 8 days to get there. And we're going to be full of power the whole way just from this DC to DC charger alone, because right now the 2 solar panels that are on the roof are only 12 volt and they're just running the fridge.
Yeah, they're not
actually
doing great right now.
They're not actually doing anything to our 48 volt system. Anyway, we are skipping out of Colorado. We are going through Colorado Springs right now. We love this area. Clouds are so low that we are actually getting wet without it raining. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. Got a long drive ahead of us. And we left a couple days earlier than we were thinking we would, just to give ourselves a little bit more time.
But we have a long drive.
Yeah.
And we have some wild and crazy weather that we gotta scoot in and out of. And we're gonna try to scoot in between the storms.
Yeah.
Even though we're kind of okay with it raining for a little bit, because we want to get all this pollen and dust off of everything.
Colorado's pollen is insane right now. It has not been an enjoyable experience with my allergies for the last few days.
But we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to exercise our DC to DC charger and show you guys that if you build your battery bank correctly and you do a DC to DC charger like we tell all of our clients, you don't need as much solar as you think you do.
Yeah.
So everybody needs something different. Unless you're sitting around for months and months, you probably don't need as much solar as you think you do.
Yep.
But
feels good to be back on the road.
It does. We're only going to do about 3 or 4 hours tonight. You guys might think we're a little crazy, but we actually sleep better on the road than we do in campgrounds a lot of times.
Good morning, you guys, from somewhere in southern Colorado, almost New Mexico. We are finishing up breakfast and about ready to get on the road. And this guy wants to talk about the DC to DC.
So our DC to DC was not turned on at the circuit breaker yesterday. So this is actually a good test. This morning, after the fans and everything had been running all night long, the fridge, the water pump, all of it, we are down to 85%. So this morning, when we get moving, I'm going to actually turn it on, and we're going to show you how much power it puts in while we're driving down the road. Now keep in mind that the way that our trailer is wired is it is always thinking that it's plugged into a power pole. So everything is able to, or is actually running all the time in our trailer. Nothing ever gets turned off. So 15% is not bad. But we're going to turn the DC to DC charger on. We're going to drive and we're going to watch the numbers. And you'll see why having a DC to DC charger is a vital and one of the most vital pieces of a solar and battery setup. It's not just about how many panels you can cram on the roof or how many batteries you can hide and cram all over the place. Having the right stuff matters. It's beautiful here. Kelly's going to get some B-roll for you. I'm going to go get the car running. Make sure our washer fluid is topped up. We used a ton of it getting rid of the pollen and all the dirt and debris. And we're gonna get on the road.
So this is right outside our door last night here at the rest area. If I come around here, you can see where all the trucks are. They're over here. But that mountain range right behind us is real pretty. All right, looks like we're ready to go. So today is a super lazy travel day. We are taking it slow. We've got a lot of ground to cover, but not in any rush to get there because we were able to leave a couple days early. Boys are hanging out in the back.
We have done this trip hundreds of times, it feels like. We know this route very, very well, going from Copper Mountain, Colorado, down to Texas home base. And it is super windy. It is absolutely beautiful drive. We basically take I-25 down to Raton, New Mexico, and then we corner it, and we run down to Amarillo in Texas and catch I-40. And then from there, we're gonna see what traffic wants to do. We don't want to drive through Dallas. We know better than that. And if you also full-time, you should know better than that too. But the wind through here is really serious. The wind through here is normally 20 to 30 miles an hour sustained. And it'll gust up to 40, 50, or 60. And being our first trip doing this with our 30-foot travel trailer, I did tighten up the bolts on the WeighSafe hitch that deal with sway. Instead of just having them at 65 like I normally do, I cranked them up to 85, and it is behaving very well in the wind. We're getting no sway. We're not getting blown around much. I can still feel the wind, but we're just not getting pushed around. So having the ability to change your sway control on the fly is pretty cool. But I actually remembered to turn the DC to DC charger on, so we were actually getting 58 volts, 10 amps back to the battery bank. So the goal for us is to at least break even while we're driving. If it charges, that's great, but we want to break even, because that means on a typical day, we're going to get 5 to 6 days use out of our battery bank without plugging in. And that's our goal without any solar panels. And then we can always add our solar panels in later and extend that.
Or allow us to sit. That works for when we're traveling on drive days. If we're wanting to sit still, it shortens up a little bit.
Yep. So that's how we spec out these systems for ourselves, for you guys, is making sure that the way that you want to travel, or the way that you have to travel based on the fresh and gray and black tanks of your RV, is exactly how you get to travel. So Pearl is doing a great job. We still have the airbag issues with the factory air suspension, but this car is a 2015, so the car is almost 10 years old, and these are the original airbags and everything, and we know the people before us towed. So we're sitting at 180,000 miles on Pearl, and it looks like she's been towing for all of it. So not too concerned. We'll get that fixed when we get to Jacksonville, or at least looked at. But this drive is beautiful. This drive is incredible. We like it. The only thing we don't like are the Colorado roads with all the potholes.
They're pretty bad.
Anyway, we're gonna enjoy the day.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
Alright, so 1 hour ago, exactly, we turned the DC to DC charger on and we were at 84%. We are currently at 88%. So our DC to DC charger is putting in 4% battery bank per hour. And our battery bank is 48 volts, 200 amp hours. That's the equivalent of 12 volts, 800 amp hours. So putting in 4% is a lot. So just by running our DC to DC charger while we're traveling, our batteries are basically going to be sitting at 100 whenever we stop every single night. That's why it's important that if you're getting solar put on your RV or your rig, that you have a DC to DC charger. It's free energy. You're already running your vehicle. And now with all the campgrounds and parks banning generators, you've got a free 30 to 50 amp on board already. So now that we have all this information, now we can spec out the solar panels that we need to put on the roof. Home sweet home, back in Texas. Everything is doing well. The new tires are doing very, very well. Don't forget we went up from 205s to 225s on the trailer and from 275s to 295s on the car. We are doing well. Everything is doing well. Our battery bank is sitting at 100. We started out this morning at 84, and our DC to DC charger, our specialty one, is doing work. Exactly what we wanted. So we're gonna keep going. We'll catch you guys in a little bit. We just passed through Amarillo, and since our battery bank is back to 100, we can continue to use the AC and whatever else, microwave, whatever else we want in the trailer, because it doesn't matter, because the DC-DC is gonna pull us up to 100 on our drive days. But we are super excited to be back in Texas. The lanes are wider, the infrastructure is better, the roads are better. It's the only thing that we're not liking about Texas is it's still windy, but that's the way it goes.
At least it's not raining on us.
Yeah, it's not raining. We are skipping in between the tropical storm or depression or whatever they're calling it now, and all the rest of the rainstorms. So we are enjoying the no rain. We'll see if it continues.
I'm done living life with the lights out, died with my own doubts. Be free.
We just left our rest area in Texas, and we are sitting at 67% on the battery bank. We had to run the fans all last night. It was just way too hot.
Very hot.
So we had to run the circulation fan, and we had to run the ceiling fans.
And we ran the microwave a couple times last night.
We ran the microwave to heat stuff up. And we ran the lights.
And the TV, because we had to watch church.
Yep, we ran the TV. We ran the underglow, the red underglow, the LED critter lights. So anyway, we're down to 67%. We've got the DC to DC running. And it is 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. And we will jump back in and tell you exactly what time it is when we hit 100% with our DC to DC charger. But we're going to stop by Texas home base. We've got a
couple packages.
We've got a package of stuff that we're supposed to try out and review. And so we're going to try it because we think we're having an issue with our tanks not clearing out all the way, gray tanks and black tanks.
Yeah.
We've been using the clean tank stuff. We've been using that stuff, and we believe that there's stuff still stuck in the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
So this stuff is supposed to take care of that.
We'll see. We'll let you know.
We'll let you know how it works. But we've got 19 hours left in our trip. We're definitely not going to do it all in one day.
No.
But we're going to see. We need to get to at least just past Shreveport. We're going to see if we can't make it to almost Jackson or just to the other side of Jackson, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's our goal anyway.
We're basically on a highway here in Texas, and it
looks like an interstate.
It's basically an interstate in every other state, which we love.
Yes.
Hey guys, so we told you we'd let you know it has been 6 hours. We've driven for about 4.5 because we stopped an hour for lunch, and then we got half hour worth of brakes and fuel. And right now, with the DC to DC being plugged in for 4.5. Woo. Come on. Anyway, we're at 100%, so we just stopped here at a rest stop just outside of Baton Rouge, and we're at 100%, so we get to use everything. Gonna turn all the fans on, open all the windows. It is currently 91. We're gonna see if we can open the windows and turn on all the fans and see if we can't get it comfortable. If we can't, we'll turn the AC on and let it run because we can. Benefit of having a good inverter and battery bank. and the DC to DC charger and or solar is, we're gonna fill the battery bank up again tomorrow on our drive. We'll hit 100, and so we can run it all the way down to 5% or 1% if we want to tonight. And so that's the plan. This morning our battery bank was down to 50. DC to DC chargers on. Last night was super humid and super muggy, so we had the roof fans on as well as the recirculation fans from the AC, although we didn't turn the AC on. We just had those on high.
You did turn the AC on for a few minutes.
Yeah, we cut the AC on for a little bit just to put some cold air in the pipes, and then it cooled down pretty quick after that. But yep, got our DC to DC running again, and today is gonna be, we're gonna try to finish the drive today. We got about 8 hours left, 8.5 hours. So we'll see. But by the time we get there, our battery bank should be at 100. But this just goes to show you guys, if you have a DC to DC charger and you're doing trips, you don't need to get campgrounds that have plugins. You can just hit rest areas or Boondockers Welcome or Cracker Barrels or Walmarts, and your battery bank will hold you overnight, and then your DC to DC charger will pull you up during the day.
So you can't lose.
And then if you have solar panels on the roof, it's just that much faster. But this is why when we do our solar consults with people, is the DC to DC charger is one of the first stages we do, because it's so vital and it's so important. And with so many of the RV parks, even campgrounds, state campgrounds, a lot of the COEs and national campgrounds, and just a lot of RV parks in general are banning generators. You can't have one anymore. Even if your site has no hookups, you can't run a generator. And having the DC to DC charger, it's a built-in 30, 40, or 50 amp generator built in. You just start your vehicle and run it, and you're pushing power in. So it's a good way to get around that. It's also a good way that on drive days you can use everything in your RV. I mean, we were using the AC, we were using the microwave, and we don't have any hookups for the last 4 days. So the way our battery bank is, we could do this indefinitely, traveling like this. If we moved every day, or even if we moved every 3 days, we could get away with doing this for a little while. But it all depends on how you want to travel. But yeah, we're in, we just crossed the Mississippi River, and we got quite a ways to go still. And yeah, just gonna enjoy the rest of this drive. This is all I-10 all the way in. has been a pretty crazy end to the month of May and a pretty wild first 2 weeks of June.
Yeah.
But we are back on the East Coast. And there are big things ahead. Big things ahead. We are excited. The battery bank, we didn't stop at all for any electric hookups. And the battery bank has been just fine. Our DC to DC charger has put us back at 100 every single night.
It's been, what, 4 nights?
4 nights in a row. Our DC to DC charger with no solar panels. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunset here in Florida.
It is.
We are going to finish our drive. Traffic and the weather were really good until the last day, and then it was just traffic. The weather is still good. So we're just gonna suck it up and drive just a little bit in the dark, maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
And finish our drive and have some AC tonight.
Yes, it's definitely worth driving the extra hour for AC tonight.
We need to make some adjustments to our RV. We are going to be swapping out our current toilet for a better one and one that is easier to maintain. And it also has a lot better features than the one that we have now. We will be reworking our DC to DC charger, and I'll show you guys about that. I'm going to a much thicker gauge of wire, and we're going to use some bus bars. We're going to do some cool things with that. I'll show you how to do that. And we are finally going to be able to get you guys a video of Joshua's new bike, which we're pretty excited about. That is the same bike that Kelly and I are going to get, just different bike frame sizes. So we'll show you that. And then where we're going has a paved bike path. So we're going to be able to do some bike riding videos for you guys and show you guys how much the boys have progressed. The new tires are doing very well. No issues with any of them. We really would have wished that we would have jumped up to the Load Range E tires for the trailer and the car much sooner. But we tried to run the tires that were on the RV and on the car out. But it's just better to have peace of mind and have the correct Load Range E tires on the tow vehicle and on the RV for us. And if it happens again, we won't make that mistake again. We like to learn things once. But, also, the super secret prototype from WeighSafe, we love it. And
There's some changes coming.
heard from a little birdie that there's some big changes coming soon to the prototype to make it better. And hopefully we'll be one of the ones to debut that product out to you guys. But either way, we will have those products for our RV because of how good they are and how convenient they are, and they actually work very well. So we're excited about that. We got to get fuel one more time before we finish our trip. Our battery bank is currently at 98%. So we might touch 100 before we even get to the power pole. But it makes a huge difference being able to travel with a battery bank that you know is going to be charging while you're driving. So when you get where you're going, you can use everything still. And you can use your microwave, and you can use your AC, and you can use your fans, and you can use all this stuff because you have a battery bank. We will do a couple more follow-up videos on a bunch of stuff, a bunch of the products, how Pearl is doing towing, all the stuff. We're going to go through all the stuff for you guys and just catch everybody up on everything. But we're going to enjoy.
2 miles, take exit 262 from Madison County 255 toward Lee.
we're gonna enjoy the rest of this sunset drive in.
Oh, I should close that.
Try to keep it up by my head.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
So, we're going to Home Depot to pick up our new toilet.
Hey guys.
So I apologize. You might need to wear some shades for the getting blinded, but my shirt is soaked because it is literally raining cats and dogs outside. There's like 5-6 inches of standing water, and my shirt was soaked. So,
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sitting on a towel, but
I don't have the opportunity
Kelly-
of taking mine off.
Kelly will do her best to keep it from the neck up. But we just got the email from Home Depot. We had to order a new Dometic 310 toilet. Our Thetford that came with the RV has officially died. It is common for the Thetfords to die.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy about it.
Also the maintenance on them are difficult because you got to take it out and then take it apart. Because you have to take it out and take it apart to change the seal. Whereas the Dometic, you just reach in there and change the seal. So we're gonna go ahead and make the switch. It literally should be the water fitting and then 2 bolts, and pop the new one on, and we should be good. We're gonna see about doing it in the Home Depot parking lot just in case I need a couple different fittings or anything like that. We'll be sitting there. I can run back inside. It is Florida, so most people around here don't wear shirts. They just wear board shorts like I am. So maybe I can go in without a shirt. Who knows?
Probably not.
Probably not. I'll probably put my wet shirt back on or something. But so yeah, we are headed to the Home Depot just out in Gainesville, Florida, and then we are going to figure out what we're doing for the night.
Yeah. We don't know where we're going tonight. And it's probably a little too hot and humid tonight to not plug in. But we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We always do.
We'll see. We'll see.
So yeah. Toilet install coming soon.
But
We'll see.
in all seriousness, yeah, we're headed to go pick up the new toilet from Home Depot. It is a Dometic 310, so they were able to get it basically in 2 days.
Yeah.
And hold it at the store so we can just swing through and pick it up. But we are super excited about that because the current one, the seal does not hold water, so it is a dry toilet all the time. So that's
That means it's a sticky toilet all the time.
Yeah, and it is so bad.
so it's needing
Ready.
to get changed quickly. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change it quickly. But we are.
Hey, the rain's stopping. At least for now.
Passover.
We'll see if it starts back up.
Yeah.
Alright.
I told you it passed over.
See you in a little bit. All right, guys, so we are at Home Depot right now. We are finally at a Home Depot and stayed in a place long enough in order to order a new toilet. Our toilet has been leaking between the bowl and the base, and we've been wanting to get it replaced. We just haven't been in a place long enough to get it shipped to the store. So now we are. Jeremy's in there installing it right now. It is a Dometic 310. And it's supposed to just be removing 2 bolts and putting 2 new bolts in. So Let's see where he is at. So Jeremy is putting in the new toilet.
I can't see.
And apparently he needs help. So, see you later.
You can do this stuff yourself, guys. This is a big upgrade in toilet for us. It sits maybe an inch higher, so for adults it's a little more comfortable. But we're good. We're in Home Depot. We stayed here for the install, which literally took like 5 minutes, just in case I needed something, but we didn't. It literally was a plug and play. We basically took the old one off, put the new one on, and yeah, we're good to go. So this is super easy. It is literally 2 bolts. The old ones were number 13 millimeter. The new ones are 11 millimeter. And then this little water fitting right here. That's the only 3 things I had to do. Obviously, when we took it off, we cleaned around the edge. We cleaned everything up just because we were already there. But this one is way better. This is brand new clean, so don't worry about it. This has a 360 flush, so there's flushers all the way around. And it comes factory with a slow close seat.
Little boys, that's a must.
But we flushed it multiple times. We tried to rock on it a little bit just to, in case. But there is no water anywhere all the way around. We got a good tight seal. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully we see you on the road. We're on to the next adventure.
We're on to the next adventure. We're on to the next adventure. We're on to the next adventure.